What up, everybody? It's your boy, Pyro, and today we're jumping into the third album. Third album from the Velvet Underground. It's self-titled. Been a little bit since we hit these guys, and I wanted to get back to it. We checked out the first one, which I was honestly kind of blown away by. I knew it was experimental. I just wasn't sure what to expect, and I kind of expected something a little more simplistic, and while at times, sure, but the first record was fantastic. The second record I enjoyed, but I only thought it was around like that good area comparatively to that first one, so I'm not really sure what to expect here from the Velvet Underground's third album. Regardless, we're going to have some fun with it. Again, this is more of a discovery for me than it is like I'm making judgment calls on the album or anything like that. Just going into this and seeing how much I enjoy or don't enjoy the album itself. It's something I probably should have heard a long time ago, but it'd be like that. So we're filling in the old education here, and we're going to continue along with this. Let's go ahead and dive into Candy Says.
Candy says, I've come to hate my body and all that it requires in this world. Candy says, I'd like to know
Okay, that was really enjoyable on first round. I thought we'd get into something a little more experimental. Obviously, this is kind of poppy for the time as well. Not in a bad way. There's a lot of repetition here, which typically would bother me, but with this vibe and the mixing and production are just honestly fantastic. Going back and forth, things are kind of popping in and out. Those drums are really on point. Typically, I give ratings as I go through. I'm gonna wait a song or two before I start doing that, and I'll come back to what I feel on these. I just want to kind of get a gist for this album and how it the vibes, because I did not expect this. What goes on?
What goes on in your mind? I think that I am falling down. What goes on in your mind? I think that I am upside down. Baby, good, do what you should. You know it'll work alright. Baby, good, do what
another really enjoyable track here. Now, if you're new here, me and genres, I really struggle grasping what falls in what genre. Honestly, I don't really care about genre at all, but my brain sometimes will try to box things in to try to just understand things better. This feels, again, not super familiar with the timeline, even the era. I'm a 90s kid. This feels kind of pop rocky for the time, from what I would imagine, at least. Even like this one had a little more of a classic rockish vibe to it as well. Really enjoyable. I feel kind of somewhat comfortable. So at least right now, throwing out some ratings here. So let's go with a. If you're new here, we'll start from the bad is like 4. Okay, middle ground, meh, blah, whatever is 5, 6 good, 7 great, 8 superb, 9 excellent, 10 masterpiece, and as you go down from 4, 3 is awful, 2 is so on and so forth. 1 is it's hell inside my ears. Okay, and we're definitely not there, so that's good. I'm gonna bounce back to track 1 first, actually, before I get super sidetracked and talk about that and then rate it. I feel like that one was, Candy Says, was a little bit more about kind of like body issues, and which is something that, like, going back and recently I started learning about the Carpenters. I'm not even familiar with their music, but I've been watching some documentaries and stuff. I think Yesterday Once More is maybe one of the few Carpenter tracks I'm familiar with. But, like, I know Karen Carpenter struggled with some body issues, and then there was a lady from the Mamas and the Papas who sang California Dreamin', who also kind of struggled with that. And it just seems like there was a lot of frowning down upon people that are heavier, which, I mean, you still see today. And maybe not to that extent, though, where people are harming themselves, trying to, they're starving themselves, essentially. At least I hope not. And if so, I'm in the dark about it. Regardless, that's an 8. Candy Says was an 8. That's a fantastic track. What Goes On, I'm going to go with a 7.5 here. 8 being superb. So superb for the first track, great for the second track. Holy cow, I'm all over the place. I decided to check this out at 7:22 in the morning because my kiddos they have a 2-hour delay right now, and they might have the whole day off again, second day in a row. The fog is just out of control out here. I'm kind of out in the sticks. So trying to get this in before they get up and cause all kinds of hell. Oh, shoot. So my brain's a little foggy, to say the least. Some Kind of Love is the next track. Let's keep it going here. I'm loving these vibes. Both songs are playlistable, by the way, on the first 2.
Some kind of love, a margarita told Tom. Between thought and expression lies a lifetime. Situations arise because of the weather, and no kinds of love better than others. Some kinds of love, a margarita told Tom, like a dirty French novel, combines the absurd with the vulgar. Some kinds of love, the possibilities are endless. And for me,
this one would seem to be groundless. I heard what you said. A margarita hurt Tom. And of course you're a boy, but in that you're not charmless. 'Cause a Bois is a straight line that finds a wealth in division. And some kinds of love, ooh, are mistaken for vision. La-di-ta-ta-ta. Put jelly on your shoulder. Let us do what you fear most. That from which you recoil, but which still makes your eyes moist. Put jelly on your shoulder, baby. Lie down upon the carpet. Between thought and expression, let us now kiss the culprit. Move it on. I don't know just what it's all about, till son, but put on your red pajamas and find out.
Oh shoot, I don't even know. Put jelly on your shoulder. Maybe it's obviously slang and language in general has changed a lot over the years, so maybe it's something along those lines. But it's funnier to think about it now and be like, what kind of jelly? Strawberry or grape? Or old boy's just laying his kinks out here. I'm not here to judge, but what flavors are we talking? Apricot? Again, really enjoyable here as well. Some of those lyrics I just didn't feel like would flow right, and they did. So bravo to him. I'm loving the mixing as well. Everything bouncing back and forth is just absolutely fantastic. It almost feels that they were like, hey, we can kind of make, there were some catchy tunes on that last album, the second album, and those did stick around in my playlist. And I feel kind of like they're like, well, we've experimented a lot, and we can kind of just put that into making things sound really good with, like, things coming from different directions. Because I don't know if that was done a whole lot around this time. I'm not sure. Also, what magazine is he reading? After talking about the French novel, we must know what is happening here. What is happening here? Let's go with this one. I'm gonna give this one a flat 7 as well. I enjoyed this. Pale Blue Eyes is next.
Sometimes I feel so happy. Sometimes I feel so sad. Sometimes I feel so happy, but mostly you just make me mad. Baby, you just make me mad. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. as my mountaintop. Thought of you as my peak. Thought of you as everything I've had but couldn't keep. I've had but couldn't keep. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. If I could make the world as pure and strange as what I see, I'd put you in the mirror I put in front of me. I put in front of me. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Skip a life completely, stuff it in a cup. She said money is like us in time. It lies but can't stand up. Down for you is up. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. It was good what we did yesterday, and I'd do it once again. The fact that you are married only proves you're my best friend. But it's truly, truly a sin. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Linger on, your pale blue eyes.
This is so good. I didn't even want this to end. I just wanted to keep going. I was like halfway, at a little before the halfway point. I'm like, man, this is really, really nice. And I'm like, how much longer are we going? I look at the time and I was like, oh, we're only halfway through the song. And then I got a little worried, and for no reason. This is fantastic. And also, So we have, from my understanding here, we're talking about cheating here, and also I like how, as humans we're all flawed and we do shitty things from time to time, but this doesn't really like glorify it either. It's more of just being like imperfect, and there's still an understanding of like, hey, this isn't quite right. You know what I mean? Man, but just the overall sound of this was just fantastic. The simplicity that they're bringing in this album, yet just really just the bouncing back and forth is just making this is a 9. This is a 9. I love this. Let's go ahead and move on to Jesus.
Jesus, help me find my proper place. Jesus, help me find my proper place. Help me in my weakness, 'cause I'm falling out of grace. Jesus, Jesus. Jesus, help me find my proper place. Jesus, help me find my proper place. Help me in my weakness, 'cause I'm falling out of grace. Jesus, Jesus. Jesus, help me find my proper place. Jesus, help me find my proper place. Help me in my weakness, 'cause I'm falling out of grace. Jesus, Jesus.
Wow. So lyrically here from I'm not, again, I don't know a lot of background of the band. Obviously they were working through some drug issues for sure. I don't know about the timeline, but this kind of gave me that vibe a little bit. You're reaching out for a higher power. You just, because you don't know what to do. And the almost gave, okay, this is much later and definitely not in the same genre. Just speaking on other things that I've heard, but this kind of reminded me of DMX slipping and falling. I can't get up, and he's obviously talking about drug addiction, and I kind of had that vibe here a little bit as well. Though I didn't really see any prominent showcase of that in the lyrics. just, again, that calling out for a higher power. So I'm not sure exactly. I could be completely wrong, and I could, regardless, this is a solid song. Let's go with a flat 7 on this one. Beginning to see the light. Let's move on to the second leg of this album. First leg. Woo-hoo. Fantastic. Alrighty. So this one definitely had a little more of a classic rock feel to me, at least. There's a couple parts there where his vocals got super high, like tiptoeing through the tulips high. You know what I mean? And that was interesting and honestly pretty impressive. The song itself didn't really grab me as much as the rest of the album did, but I still think it's good. I'm gonna go with a flat 6 on this one, and we're gonna keep it moving. I'm set free.
I've been set free and I've been bound to the memories of yesterday's clouds. I've been set free and I've been bound, and now I'm set free. I'm set free. I'm set free to find a new illusion. I've been blinded, but now I can see what in the world has happened to me. The Prince of Stories who walks right by me, and now I'm set free. I'm set free. I'm set free to find a new illusion. I've been set free and I've been bound. Let me tell you, people, what I found. I saw my head laughing, rolling on the ground, and now I'm set free. I'm set free. I'm set free to find a new illusion.
Honestly, I like this instrumental is just again, it's simplistic, but the amount of care that went into the mixing of this record and I love this. I could just sit here and just chill. I'm gonna go with a 7.5. That's great as well. That's the story of my life. Let's keep it going. I'm really curious to get down to this the murder mystery. 9 minutes essentially, which is crazy. This one here though is only 2 minutes. So see what's up.
That's a story
short, pretty simple. I love the tapping in the background, the way it's just like subtly catchy. We're gonna go with an 8.5 in here. This is superb for sure. I really dig this track. After getting into punk music, short tracks, especially that just don't overstay their welcome, it's fantastic. Now, going from that to this next one, we'll see how that transition goes.
trained around this sport once was noticed, passing my roles, filled with death on the floor.
Safety is diagnosed, not an unwise senseless, scary bad dreams. They see visions to souls, no tomorrow. Loud in this
Casbah, Cascade, Rosa, Silver, Cascade, Cyanide, Barmouth, Beethoven, Snow, Civic Wagon, Injustice, Paradise, Injustice, Rosa, Rosa, Eagle, Catalog, Questionable, Urges, Hustle, Semantis, Investment, and Pride, Babylon, Babylon, Browbeat, and Hurt, was chilling on this, was joking on dirt, Seas, Peace, is your day, please the king, please the king, please the day, Casbah, Cascade, Rosa, Reveal, Water, Company, Church, and Ceiling.
There's nothing on my shoulder. Must is a must. Shaving my head, sleep.
dice, the party.
Will you come with me? What was I but
Sickly, sorrow, for this thing, regard, frame, daughters of marriage, regards to the elders and youngest who carriage, regards, regard, inverse, perverse, adverse, diverse, reverse, regard the sick, the dumb, the camel, the story of whatever, like brain, marrow, x-rays, filters, cutting, healing, diverse, destruction, talents, and destruction, regard, phrase, the sick, the dumb, inverse, reverse, and perverse.
Song while a stone ablaze. Someone ready big meat. Seat upon the carpet. Climb into the casket. Sanctuary in the power plate. Knife is in the power plate. Takes you out in growlings. The tailor by the sea strait. Shoot a lifeguard drowning. Sea is full of fishes. Tissues full of China. China bites a follow. Swarmy old daisies. Second sugar hollow. Slide the seats my eyes. Treated like a sailor. Falling from the nervous. Back to rest the green dress. Dream the distant doorway. See the young girls dancing. Flies upon the beaches. Leeches hugging sailors. Teach to heal our hollow. You would learn to say song. Sounds upon the fire. Tiger on the Easter. Set the house ablazing. Season bring it flaming. Something to be found, guys. Cheesy wellness fortune. Time to choose a rivers. Pray it on the fire. Oh, you're such a fire lad. Reason of the diligent. Flying to the bed disc. Sick with Dutchess tailors. Evidence Roman horse meat. The king's green are empty. Center on the outhouse. Dash upon the quarter. Down below the table. Greedy for your oblivion. Anesthesia analog, ready for a new look. Joy on the porches, snuggy casket fletches, succulent and blazer.
Well, that overstimulated the hell out of me. I'm not gonna lie, my brain struggled through this one. The talking at the same time, and then oh my god, there was so much happening. The random noises. Oh boy. Yeah, they made a fool out of me. Straight up. I thought we were gonna get through this whole album without a whole lot of experimentation. And they said, which, to be fair, it's not a Velvet Underground record without at least some experimentation. I'm happy that it's in here. This is not a song for your boy. I'm just being straight with you guys. This is like in the 4 range. Impressive, to say the least, that I can't even comprehend what the hell just happened. I caught 2 things. He said something about pyro, and he said something about scoop my brain out. And I was like, please do. Please do. But again, I think it doesn't really go against the record by any means, just because this is what I was kind of expecting going into this. Some wonky sounds mixed in with like some like really listenable sounds, and just in and out of each ear. Just did not expect it at the very end of the record for some reason. But I do like where it's placed on this record as well, because it kind of surprises you. You know what I mean? Adds a little shock factor. My only regret listening to this was that I wish Chuck could have been here, my co-host and partner on the channel here, because this would have absolutely destroyed his brain. Like, you thought I had a bad reaction to this. He would have been crying so hard about this, and it would have been fantastic. Again, not for me, but that's absolutely fine. Let's go ahead and continue to After Hours and wrap this album up and talk about it.
1, 2, 3. If you close the door, the night could last forever. Leave the sun shine out and say hello to never. All the people are dancing and they're having such fun. I wish it could happen to me. But if you close the door, I'd never have to see the day again. If you close the door, the night could last forever. Leave the wine glass out and drink a toast to never. Oh, someday I know someone will look into my eyes and say, hello, you're my very special one. But if you close the door, I'd never have to see the day again. Dog party bars, shiny Cadillac cars, and the people on subways and trains, looking gray in the rain as they stand disarrayed. Oh, but people look well in the dark. And if you close the door, the night could last forever. Leave the sun shine out and say hello to never. All the people are dancing and they're having such fun. I wish it could happen to me. 'Cause if you close the door, I'd never have to see the day again. I'd never have to see the day again. Once more, I'd never have to see the day again.
So we're not doing the live versions here on disc 2, but let's go ahead and talk about this album as a whole. First off, I really like that they've taken a lot of their experimentation that they've messed around with on the first 2 albums and really perfected it. It has a really smooth sound, and obviously when it wants to, it has some abrasive sounds as well. It still pushes some limits in certain ways, but in a lot of ways it kind of just sits back and utilizes what they've learned to develop some really nice kind of pop rock. Again, I'm going in with that. If I'm wrong, you guys can correct me in the comments. The final track here was really nice. Kind of remind me of, obviously I'm speaking on a more modern artist just because I'm pulling from things that I know. But this obviously predates that. But Kimya Dawson, she's an anti-folk singer. That last track really reminded me of her vocally and just the way she sang. So I love that. This album is really impressive to me. The vocals were solid all the way through. Honestly, Lou sounded really good as well. that they still snuck in some experimentation. Even if it wasn't for me, I still respect that, and I like that they didn't just fully go with a pop rock record. You know what I mean? They still kept it fresh and messed around a little bit. I think my favorite track, I don't really have negatives on this album, to be honest with you. I don't have a whole lot of negatives. This hits so much better than the last record, in my opinion, at least. Pale Blue Eyes is easily my favorite, easily. But if you wanted my secondary, let's go 2 and 3. That's the Story of My Life and After Hours, honestly, are probably my second and third. My least favorite, I'm just going to be honest with you, The Murder Mystery. But if you want my second least favorite, Beginning to See the Light. This is a great record. I'm going to go with an 8.8. This is superb, pushing exceptional. I could see this even going up a little bit to that 9 range. If I recall correctly, I rated the first album like a 9.3 or something like that, which I take very seriously for not a whole lot of reason, but I don't really have a whole lot of 10s, and I kind of like it that way. But that one's pretty damn close to that 10 range for me, and this one's right on its heels. So that first record, I'd say, is still my favorite. This record, really close on its heels, and then the what was it, White Lightning? Is that the second one? Yeah, White Lightning, White Heat. And honestly, I'd say this one, or White Lightning, White Heat, had a lot more experimentation on it, if I'm recalling correctly. There were still some songs that really popped for me, and again, Here She Comes Now, I want to say it was, and was it Lady Gavita's Operation? I'm not, those two really were popping up a lot for me, but I also want to say real quick, I do really like this cover, and I don't know why, but it just feels very nostalgic. Obviously, I didn't grow up in this time, but, you know, different time, same shit. Hanging out with your friends, just kicking it. I dig that. I dig it. It just has a very homely feel. I don't know. Well, y'all, that's it for your boy Pyro. I'm gonna wrap this up, and obviously, I don't think. Yeah, I was like, I don't think you can really support the band in any really sort of way, but you can keep the legacy alive and share the music with your friends, as I'm doing with you here and now. Good day to you. If you guys are on YouTube here with me, hit that like and subscribe. Come join the fun. I delve into a lot of different genres of music, the furthest from genre-phobic that you'll find, but I do try to keep it honest. Toodaloo.